Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. In this video we will discuss how we can organize our Visual Studio to keep our projects organized. Okay, when we work with Dynamics 365, we have many things like plugins, custom workflows, JavaScript, and many customization components are there. So how can we edit that in Visual Studio Solution, and how we can connect to that Git repository for our source control, we will see that. Okay, so let us see how we can organize our project. So you have to open your Visual Studio first. This is my Visual Studio, and here just click on continue without code. Right, once you click continue without code, the interface will open, the Visual Studio interface designer. Here click on file and choose new, then click on project. When you click on new project, here you will search a blank solution template. Okay, I just want to create a blank solution first, then I will keep adding multiple projects to that solution. Right, so click on the blank solution here. Okay, if you find here blank solution, click here and click next, and choose a solution name here. Okay, if you don't find this blank solution here, you can search here blank solution. Okay, now once you find this, you can click this and click next. Give a solution name, let's say subchip D365 project. So give a name of your project, and you have to choose your location where you want to put your project. Let me choose this repos option. This is my C drive, so I will keep this location only. Click on create. So what it will do, it will create a folder called as subchip D365 project in my location that I have chosen. Okay, so if I go to that location, I can see that. If I go to C drive, and I will go to users, then admin, then repos, right, sources, then repos. So this is the folder that has been created for me, subchip D365 project, and here you can see the solution file is created. If you check that solution file in Notepad, you can see click on this choose another app, and you just search Notepad. I want to open in Notepad. So you can see only Microsoft Visual Studio format and Visual Studio version, minimum Visual Studio version, and some global variables that is used for this blank solution. Okay, every solution has a ID, so solution GUID is there, and that's all. Because this is a blank solution, you will not find everything here, because we have to add different projects to this solution. You can think of this solution as a container of projects, and I can create multiple projects to store plugins, to store custom workflows inside this solution. Right, so now go ahead, right click on the solution and click on add, click on new project. Once you click on new project, you will find again the templates, and today and this time I want to add plugin project for my solution. So plugins are nothing but class libraries, so you have to use library here, search library, and if you go down and also select your language. I am comfortable with C#, so I have used C#. If you go down, you will find there is an option called as class library.NET standard. I don't want to use it. Always use class library.NET framework. Use this, click on next. It will ask you to provide a name, and I will give here, let's say, subchip plugins. Okay, so the project name is subchip plugins, and I will go down here. I can check the location. This is the same location that my solution is created. Here you have to choose your framework, .NET framework. I want to use 4.6. okay, and click on create. Now it will create a class library project, and that will be represented as a plugin project in my solution. So whatever plugin I will create for my project, I will keep inside that project, library project, going forward. Okay, like that I will create another class library project to store custom workflows. Okay, so we have to create multiple projects of different type to store different components, right? You can also keep you can also keep custom workflows inside this project, but to be honest, we should keep separate projects for separate components, like plugins one project, custom workflows one project, so that you can segregate in future and clearly understand what project stands for what purpose. So it is trying to create the project. We have to wait for some seconds. So now this project is created for me, and this is called as Subchief plugins, and this plugin has only one class file. It's not required, right? So I will go step by step. Okay, so this is the plugin project. I want to create another project, and that will represent our custom workflow project. Add new project, again same .NET class library, .NET framework, click next and give a name here, Subchief custom workflows. Right, I can also validate the folder here. This is my folder I have created. Click on create. So this time again it will create another project whose name is Subchief custom workflows, and this is plugins. I want to create another project to store our custom JavaScript. So I will right click the solution, click on add, click on new project, and to store JavaScripts we need to have a blank website, because website is application.net where you can keep adding your JavaScript files. So this time I will use, instead of library, I will use this web as a application and C#, and if I will select ASP.NET framework. This is the ASP.NET framework web application. Click next, and I will give here Subchief scripts or form scripts. So give a identifier name so that you can understand. Form scripts. So same folder, framework 4.6, click on create. As soon as you click create, it will ask you what type of web application you want to create. I want empty web application because I don't need more. I want to just store HTML web resources and all that for this web application, nothing else, right? So I'll just keep empty, and this time I will use web form, because I don't bother about web API and all that. Okay, so because if you select one of them, the project will structurized in that way. If you will specify MVC, then MVC related folders will be created, but I don't want that. So you will just click on create. So it will create a blank website for me whose name is Subchief form scripts. And also I want to create some console application project, because sometimes I need to develop console application. So I have to create another project whose type is not library or not website. It will be a console application. So I will create a new project into the solution whose name is Subchief console apps, console applications. So we will just wait for some seconds to create this app. Now it's created, you can see. So this is my web application, and here there is no web pages available here, and I can keep adding my JavaScripts here. So I can right click the project and click add option, and here I can click new folder. Here I can specify JavaScripts. Okay, so just specify JavaScripts. Now keep it collapsed. Now I want to add another project. Click on add project, and here this time I want to use console. This is the console.NET framework. Click next, and I will use a name called as Subchief Console Apps. Okay, so I will use this project to develop my console application whenever I need. So click on create. So the console app project is already created for me. So I have 4 projects. Okay, I can also create some folder to store my solutions, right? I can also use this web application to store my solutions. I can click another project here, another folder here, right click the project and click on new folder. I can define as solutions. So this folder will be used to store my CRM solutions, Dynamics or Power App solutions. Okay, so with these 4 projects we will store our applications, so that anytime I want to edit any component, I go to that specific project and work on that specific component, right? Now let us start with plugin, right? This is my plugin project. Here I want to create a plugin, right? So to create a plugin, I have to first use the libraries. I have to take reference of the Dynamics CRM or Dynamics 365 references binaries. So right click and click on manage NuGet packages, and here you have to click on browse and search for Microsoft CRM SDK.core assemblies, right? If you search here, you can see the core assembly is there. This one you can search a version, latest version, let's say 8. You can choose latest version, otherwise you can take previous version, let's say 8.0.2.1. click on install. So once you install, the required core assemblies for CRM SDK will be installed in this project in the reference folder. You can see these are all installed. Okay, so these are all installed here that I can use. The best part of this NuGet package and creating a single project for all plugins is you are not required to take reference of this binaries every time you create a new plugin, right? So now I will just delete this. I want to delete this class file, otherwise I can rename this. Let me rename to generate invoice lines. Okay, you keep it small letter, it is better. Generate invoice lines. Okay, once you rename this, it will ask you that whether you want to rename the file or the name of the class in all references. You want to click yes. Once you click yes, every occurrence of this class name will be modified. You can see this is modified. Previously it was class name 1. So now I can define my I can configure my plugins as per the plugin construction, right? Like the plugin interface will be used. Here you have to use the namespace, right? If you have not seen my plugin video, you can check out my plugin video so that you can identify. Here also you have to define the interface, and here you have to write down your code, right? Now your code will goes here, and the next part is after you write your code, you have to go to your properties, and here you have to sign in your assembly. Go to sign in, click on sign in assembly, click on new, switch off this protect my file, give a name my key, click on OK. Now save it. Now just publish it. Now once you publish this, once you build this project, it will give you the build succeeded option here, message here at the below portion. It is now displaying build started. Now it will give you 1 succeeded. build. Now the point here is you can keep adding multiple plugins inside this project, and it will be easier to work because you are not required to add every time these references. Rather, all the plugins will use the references, and also the namespace will be same. If you right click and add a new plugin, add new class and give a name, let's say I want to give a name calculate age. For example, I want to create another plugin to calculate an age, so I can give the class file name calculateage.cs, click on add, so it will automatically add here. And if you automatically use iPlugin, if you write down the iPlugin, and it will automatically give you to implement the namespace. This is automatically added, and also you want to use implement the interface, it is added. Now the point here is you are not supposed to add these references every time to your project. So this reference is automatically added from this references and reference folder, and you can keep adding your multiple plugins inside this plugin. Also you can see this namespace is same, subchip plugins, right? So all the class files share the same namespace, which is a better option to manage, right? Now like that we have to manage this console application and custom workflows and also the form scripts. Okay, you can also right click and add new scripts if you want to add a new script, right? Then you have to go to your website. This is my empty website. I want to add a JavaScript web resource, so right click, add new item. You can directly click on new JavaScript file, so give a name, let's say contact underscore form script. Now click OK. Now the JavaScript will be added to that folder. Can you see that this is the JavaScript folder, JavaScript file? I can keep adding my code here, JavaScript code, right? I can write down a function here, let's say show message. This is just a sample function. Okay, now and terminate this line of code. Now I have created a sample JavaScript and added some codes, right? Now this is also stored here, right? Now you can also keep adding multiple, keep adding custom workflows here, console applications here, any class files that you want. So this is how you have to build. So I will cover more in-depth things on this folder structure in my next video. But in this video I also want to tell you that how you want to connect this with your Git server. I want to maintain this folder structure in a Git server. Okay, so you have to go to your Git and create a Git repository. You can see here there is a create a Git repository option. If you want to use local repository, you can use it, but otherwise you want to create a Git repository. So click on create a Git repository, and you have to mention, so this is the local path. It is asking to sign in your Git hub. Click on sign in, click on Git hub account. So this Git hub is nothing but a source control where you keep your source code to maintain versioning, right? When you work on same components in different times, you have to have a history of that component changes. So this source control is used, and I will show you how we can create a Git account to connect. So you have to sign in. So I have already created a Git hub account. You can also create. I want to use my email ID. And you have to provide the password here. Now click on sign in. Once you click on sign in, it will try to create a repository. It will validate your authentication or authorization and create a repository from Visual Studio to Git Hub. Right, so it is trying to sign in. Now this is connected, and this Visual Studio will be connected. Now you have to select one of them. Okay, so it is asking that you have to authorize this account for accessing for Visual Studio. Okay, your Git Hub should authorize Visual Studio, right? So click on authorize Git Hub, and it will trying to reload. Now again I will, so there is some problem. If there is any problem, you can go back again. So you can see the connection is already done here. The account is Mastrotex account. This is my account. Owner is me, and the repository name is defined as Subchief Dynamics 365 project. You can give a description here. This is Subchief D365 project. Okay, now if you want to make it private, you can make it private, otherwise you can make it public so that other users can access your resource. Okay, for the time being I will keep it private. Okay, and I want to create and push, because this will be the unique URL that is performed for me, that will create for me. And click on create and push. What it will do, it will try to push all these record information, all this source code to the Git. Okay, so it will try to push. We can check also going to the Git website. Okay, so I will go to Git. You can see here Git saves your name and email with every commit, so it's easy to find the work you did, right? So every time you check in something or you change something, if you check in, it will give your name and address, name and email ID to identify you have done some changes, right? Now you can go to Solution Explorer. Now if you right click, you can see put to GIT service, post to GIT services, right? You can click on this Git also. If you want to commit all your changes, you can click on Git and commit, or you can click on post to GIT service. So already I have posted it, so I can click on push. Okay, now if I'll go to Git changes, you can see the outgoing option here. If you go to Solution Explorer, let's say you want to change something here. I want to change something in the calculate age and to change to public. Okay, now once it is done, I want to push it, right? So I can go to Git and click on commit. I can give a comment here, new change. Okay, now here I want to click on push. Now the latest code will be pushed to your Git server, right? Successfully pushed. If you want to pull from the server, you can click on create a pull request. Okay, now I will just close this and I will just save these changes. I'll go to my Git Hub to check if it is pushed or not. So here, so this is the project that is created for me, right? So this is the project, and if you click on the issues, you can also see the code here. So this is my code, and if you click on go to files, it will list out all the files. Okay, right? So I have to add all files inside this repository. I can also create a new project here. but as I want to push directly the files from Visual Studio, I have to reconnect. Click on this Visual Studio again. Now if you check that solution that I have created, can you see that? So this is the repository that has been created, and inside this repository we have many things, right? Like console application, custom app, custom workflows, form scripts, plugins, right? So inside one folder everything is there. So this will be your master project that you can use for your projects. Now open this solution that is pointing to my current solution. So it is loading all the projects. So as I have 4 projects, so it is loading one by one projects. It will take some time, and you have to wait. So after this session, I am planning to create a more complex project inside this Visual Studio, and also I am trying to integrate DevOps to show you how CI/CD, continuous deployment, continuous integration works with Git version controls. So keep in touch, and also subscribe this channel so that you can get more information on this series. Okay, so this is my project that is loaded. So I will come with next video in my next session. Thank you.